I'm not a millionaire. How can I edit and proofread my book without spending a lot of money? Hi, I'm Beth Anne Campbell, and I share my life as an author, bare bones, blunt, and no BS. So you completed the shitty first draft of your book. Great job, by the way. Now you're looking to make it shine. You decided you're going to self-publish. Nothing wrong with that. It's hard to get a traditional publisher, and maybe you have other reasons like you want control and more royalty percentages. But there are a lot of people out there, judgy, snobby people, who insist that you must hire professionals for things like editing and proofreading and cover design and book formatting. And yeah, if you have the money to pay the experts, you should consider it. For my first book, Where the Hell is My Bacon?, I did pay for services like editing and book formatting and cover design, but I was also making big corporate dollars at the time, so I could do that. Eventually, I ditched the professional bullshit, mostly for my sanity, and now I'm so much happier, but also I don't have nearly the income coming in, so I have to do most of the editing and publishing prep myself. Now, I consider myself a good writer, but even great writers need to take steps to ensure continuity, spelling, grammar, formatting, consistency, aesthetics, those kinds of things. If you do it yourself, it's going to take some work. I'm not going to kid you. But if you love writing and you think your book needs to be out there, you will put the effort in. So here's what I do to help with that doing it all myself once my book is drafted. Number one, I take time off between editing cycles. Super important to step away from your work for maybe a few days, a few weeks, a few months. It really just depends on you, but you need to let your brain kind of forget and then come back fresh with a new perspective. Now, when you take that time off, you don't have to be idle. You can work on other things like your front and back matter, your cover, those sorts of things. But it's really important to take time off of your main manuscript and let your brain just kind of settle and come back fresh. Number two, I do 2, 3, maybe sometimes 4 rounds of standard edits after my draft is complete. So what do I mean by a standard edit? Well, that means I pull my manuscript up, I start at the top, and I read through it in my head, in my document, and make changes start to finish. Early on, the finishes are going to be extensive, and I'll be doing research and rephrasing and sometimes changing things around. By the third or fourth, it's just very minor. But I'm reading it in my head, and I'm making changes as I go. Number 3, I run my manuscript through a proofreading tool after every significant edit. Very important, because it is incredible how much stuff I fuck up when I'm doing significant edits, moving things around, researching, changing, adding. I'm adding spaces, I'm forgetting commas, I'm, repeating words. The spelling usually gets caught by Word, but there's a lot of stuff that Word doesn't catch. So I use Pro Writing Aid, very happy with it. I do have one of the lower subscriptions to Pro Writing Aid, but you can use the free version. There's Grammarly, there's other things out there. I would not rely on, if you're using something like MS Word or Pages, would not rely on that as your proofreading tool. It'll help, but it's not gonna really help. Number 4, after the standard edits, I read my entire book out loud, start to finish, and edit as I go. This is just giving a little bit different of a perspective. Your brain's working in a little bit different of a way to hear, see, and feel what's going on in your book. And you'll probably be shocked at how many things you find. You've gone through maybe your 3rd or 4th edit, standard edit, and you think, I'm there, I'm so close. And then you read it out loud and you realize, holy fuck, I'm not close at all. It's okay, that's normal, but it's really important that you do read your book out loud and edit at least once. Number 5, I use Amazon KDP templates for my target book size to format my book. It already has the margins there for me. It already has the numbering started, and I will have to adjust, but it's already there. It has the chapter titles. You can get a version with content or without content. I always get with content because then I could just kind of swap out what it has and then change the fonts. Formatting your book is not easy, and you will have to do some additional work, but it's so much harder if you don't start with a template. It really just gives you a better starting place for formatting your book. Number 6, I use the Amazon cover calculator to create a template for my book cover, and then I upload that to Canva to design the cover, which is the front, the back, and the spine. I did a little video about how to do this using the calculator and uploading to Canva, so I will link that below. But this is a great little tool that can save you some time and some grief, because I hear a lot of people out on the book groups and forums complaining about Amazon or Ingram Spark not accepting their cover. They want you to the gnat's ass of size. And if you do an edit and you are 1 page off, your book cover will calculate to a different size. So always recalculate your cover when you are doing a new upload if your page number has changed. So I love this. It's a great tool. You enter the page number and a few pieces of information, and it'll create you this little template that you can upload. Again, I use Canva, and you can ensure that your book cover is the correct size, and it has little guidelines so you know where you can go and what's safe and what's not. And it's pretty handy. So use that Amazon cover calculator for your book cover. Number 7, I always order a proof of my book when I upload to Amazon or Ingram Spark. Certainly the first time I do that, it's without question, I will order a proof. It's really important that you do this. I can't tell you how many people I hear out on the forums and groups who have thought that they had it perfect, and maybe they even used an editor and hired for services, and they get it uploaded, and then they don't order a proof, and they order an author copy, or maybe they have it for sale and somebody orders it, and they find that there are many mistakes. So definitely order a physical proof copy of your book when you upgrade after any significant, either the first time or after any significant changes or edits that you make. Which leads me to my number 8. I read my entire book in physical form. So I read the physical book proof, and I make inline edits as I'm reading, which I then transfer to my online manuscript, my main manuscript. Just like when you read your book out loud, you will be shocked. You will be shocked at how many things that you find, just continuity, or the things just don't flow quite the same way. And it doesn't make sense that it would be different from reading it in your head online as it is in your hands in a physical book, but it absolutely is. So if you are doing a physical book, paperback or hardcover, order the proof and read the entire thing front to back, make edits, and then transfer those to your manuscript. Number 9, I run that proof edit through the proofreader again. Again, just a gentle reminder, you'll fuck things up if you have significant edits. Always run it through your proofreader again. Number 10, if I have made significant edits from that proof physical copy, I will upload the updated manuscript. I will order another proof, and I will do it all over again. I will read it front to back again. I know it's borderline insanity, but you will thank yourself in the end. So does this sound like a lot? It is. It is a lot, believe me. And some people, people have asked out on the forums, do I really have to read my book 5 or 6 times? Fuck yes, you are going to have to read through your book at least 5 or 6 times, probably more. I'm sure my last book, I probably read through it front to back with edit rounds and proofreading and proofs, probably 12 times. So, but it's worth it to me to get my book in the best shape that I can given my budget, because I don't have the budget to hire expensive editors and formatters. I'm not going to lie to you here. There are moments in this process when I almost literally tear my hair out, and you can imagine at reading this thing for the 11th or 12th time. But in the end, it is so worth it. And because I learn so much each time I publish, and really each time I edit and proofread, here are some things that I'm considering doing next time for my next book, which I haven't done yet. One is I'm going to record myself reading the book out loud, and then I'm going to listen to it like as if it were an audiobook as part of an editing cycle. Because again, it's just the brain is in a little bit different of a place, and you're going to hear things differently than you would when you're reading out loud, or certainly when you're reading it in your head. I'm definitely not going to be in such a rush in getting my book out there before I get some beta readers, which is what I did with my last book, actually all of my books. My last book, I had a deadline of Halloween, and I passed that deadline, and I started to do a little panic, and the inner voice was in there like going, oh my God, Beth, just get your shit together. So I didn't have any beta readers, but next time I'm going to have some beta readers. And I'm also going to look into getting some advanced reviews, getting some advanced review copies out there before I publish. Again, just not being in so much of a rush. So these are just some of the ways that I compensate or will compensate for not hiring professionals to help with my book. Because let's face it, not all of us can afford it or afford it right now, but that shouldn't stop us from following our dream. So what tips do you authors have out there for ensuring that your manuscript is tip-top in every way when you don't have the budget to pay for professionals? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, happy writing.